Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of FSEconomy with me, Herd 37. So we're gonna fly the Caravan that we leased. It's over in Pittsburgh. I can't remember if we're the ones that put it in Pittsburgh or not, because I know we did fly it up there. I'm not sure if somebody's flown that since or not. It's up in Pittsburgh, KPIT. We've got a short flight, just about 50 miles or so, going over to Youngstown, Ohio. It's KYNG. Pretty short flight, but it's a full plane, 13 people. As you can see, it pays $9,165. It's going to weigh about 2,377 pounds in all. I put a little bit of fuel in there, taking this up to 21%. That's 70 gallons. That's way more than we really need. Let's go over here to FS Commander. We'll take a look here. Pittsburgh International. The wind is coming out of the north, maybe northwest. So we're going to take off right here on runway 32. That's a heading of 325 degrees. Up here in Youngstown, it's coming out of the north again. So we'll also land on runway 32 here. That's a heading of 324 degrees. Airport elevation is about 1,142 feet. And I guess we'll come straight in. I can't remember if it needs to be within 15 degrees or 30. So we have a difference of about 21 degrees. So if that's within the 30, I guess we can come straight on in. I see no, if you look at it right here, I see no reason why you should need to go out and fly a pattern when it's just a few degrees off. I mean, it's basically almost straight in, so that's how we're going to do it, straight in. I need to look really quick. Actually, over here at Pittsburgh. I want to get us started closest to this runway. So I want to be over, I'm going to check these people out. Those are probably big. Parking 42. I guess if we take that, actually, parking at 36, we can come over here and taxi on down. So we won't have to go too far. So was that 36? We'll try that one out. Alright, I guess that's about everything. And I'll, of course, start the plane up and do all the procedures up through there until we get to the taxi without recording it, because it gets a little long. So with that, yeah, let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright everybody, we're just about ready to taxi here. Got everything started up. There's nobody here. Like I said, it looks like there's a plane down there. GA plane. Yeah, just out here kind of lonely. I was flying air hauler past couple of days, going down to places like Lima, and I was in Washington D.C. and Buenos Aires. I mean, those places are like full of planes and stuff, but it seems like so many of these airports, there's just nobody here. Although those were add-on airports, maybe some of them were static, I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and taxi. Hit the taxi light. Actually, no, before we taxi, I think we should probably start FSEconomy and tell it that we're going. Please remove 288. Well, that's closer than normal. Normally, it seems like we're off like 400 pounds or something. Alright, taxi light. Bring my yoke back. Where are you? There we go. Alright, and we're taking off on 32. This runway right here. Obviously, we're going to have to go on down here. So, I guess we can taxi all the way down to here as well. I was just looking at the procedure. It actually says they can use beta to slow down during taxi, so that you can improve, your brake life. I didn't know you could use beta to slow down. I can't really do that the way I'm set up with my controls. Unless you hit maybe hold F2 or something a little bit. I don't know. That would seem like it would do a little too much. But you can use a certain amount of beta. I didn't know that. Which, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. It saves your brakes. It says up to a certain point of no risk of, I guess, blade erosion or something. Up to a certain point. Like I say, I can't do that. Alright, I don't think we can quite take off here. I don't want to have to taxi onto that runway or cross that runway. Down there. And that might be the end point of how far we can go down there. This taxiway may not even go on past that. We could probably take off from around this area. Even though we are full, we don't have full fuel. If we just hold our brakes, we can probably get up to speed. So we'll take not this taxiway, but the next one. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Well, I guess it does. Look, kind of goes. Wait a second. Over here. This is the intersection I wanted to turn right there. Tack on it. I'm just paying so much attention over to here. We're gonna have to make a left right here and turn back. That was my bad. I was looking up there and thinking about that too much. And we went just past it. There we go. I think we can actually take off from here. It's not much runway. But I think if we get down on it, hold the brakes, we can actually do it. We probably should have just gone up to that intersection and got on right there, but that's alright. So, let me get rid of this yoke right quick. Parking brake. Although I think we actually need that yoke. Alright, flight instruments checked. Parking brake is set. Flight controls free and correct. Everything looks good there. Rudder pedals, everything good. Flight instruments. Alright, let's go ahead and set the heading. It is 325. 325, it's hard to see. Altitude select. Let's go like 5,500. Actually, yeah, it is. Well, it's to the northwest. I'll set it for 5,500. Did I get that? Yeah, 5,500 right there. So altimeter is set. Altitude select. We've got that. Semi-flight instruments. We never really know how to check that. Fuel boost switch norm. And it is a norm. Fuel tank selectors both on for about the third time or so. Fuel quantity, we should be about 21%. That looks pretty good. Fuel shutoff knob fully pushed in. Alright, power lever. Alright, take this to about 400 foot-pounds. A little more here. She'll come down on just a little bit. That's right around 400. Yeah, now it's going to go way down. Alright, we'll say that that's good. Bus Volta, once a minimum of 28.5, we got 28. It never actually works. Inertial separator. Let's see, I bring this the power down. And now the torque goes back up. So that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and bring the power back down. Overspeed governor, we don't know how to do that. Quadrant friction lock, I don't mess with. Standby power, I don't totally know how to do that. So we'll skip that. Before takeoff, checklist continued. Alright, ice protection. Pitot, it's static heat. I've got all that on. Prop auto heat. You see prop de-ice. It says that. I don't know why it's giving me that warning. I've got stall heat, pitot heat, prop auto heat. It just went off as I clicked it, even though it didn't move. So that's all good. Alright, inertial separator, we don't need it because the runway is dry and everything. Nav source, let's see, yeah, and turn that over to GPS. Transponder. VFR, so we're good there. I'm not going to turn the strobes on just yet until we get onto the runway. Wing flaps set for takeoff. There we go. CAS messages, there are none. Cabin heat mixing air control, everything is pushed in. Everything looks good there. Fuel condition lever. High idle. And now takeoff. Rotate is just between 70 and 75 knots. Alright. Come over here. Looks like we're ready. I didn't see anyone. Let's get down in the seat here. We can check a little bit better. We'll say that there's no one over there. Landing lights, strobes. And I'm gonna go out here, swing just to the left over here. There's a guy right in front of us, taxiing. We'll go out to the left just so we can get every little bit of runway that we can. I don't think we've pushed it too far. This thing does get up, like I say, pretty daggone quick. Alright, here we go. Not quite full power. Off the brakes. Airspeed's alive. I'm gonna push forward on the stick. There's our 70 knots. Let's go ahead and rotate. And she does get up quick. Well, that's why they fly her so much in the bush and everything. You can get it up so daggone quick. Alright, retracting the flaps. Pittsburgh, it's like there's nothing going on in Pittsburgh. We saw like one plane. Bring back the power a little bit. Yaw damper all coming on. Whoa. The views here. Yeah, it's basically we fly just straight out, just a little to the right here. I'm gonna put just a little more power. I think we might run it back a little too much. Hit autopilot and switch it over to nav. And vertical speed. Swing it to about 1,000 feet a minute. Alright, everything looks good there. I'm trying to remember our RPM, 1600 to 1900. So start bringing this back a little bit. I think I'm wanting to say do it to around 84 to get to 1750 or so. You see we're about 1810 right there. We'll leave it there for time being. Let's check out Pittsburgh real quick. You know what I just realized? See, I was flying down in South America, and so I had openLC South America going, and I turned off North America since we were flying in there. And I totally forgot to switch it back to North America. I don't know really what that does when you have the wrong openLC activated. I have no idea. And I also have the elevation, the mesh, of South America as well. So that's a little screwy. Alright, our desired track is 345. We gotta go 349 to adjust for the wind, as you can see. And we're only about 19.5 minutes out. So we won't be up at altitude for very long. Although, as I said, the airport elevation is a little over 1,100 feet. So we'll be, what, 4,400 feet above? At our max altitude. And it's actually just now 50.2. Yeah, it should be a nice short flight. As we head on over to Ohio. There's a lot of flashing that always goes on with those, like, nuclear reactors, or I don't know if it's coal fire or what. But those, I don't know if it's the doors or whatever, but I don't think it's doors. Always have a problem with that. I'm not really sure what the problem is. Not just in the Pittsburgh area, but like a lot of those. I always get that. I don't know why. Good old Pittsburgh. I've been there a time or two. Used to be a major Pittsburgh fan when I was young and we lived in West Virginia. They always bring you up as a Pittsburgh fan for everything. But then we moved to Detroit, and I became a huge Detroit fan for everything. Which sucks because all the Detroit teams seem to always suck. Yeah, the 84% gets us to 1750 right there in the middle. You know, the Steelers win all these Super Bowls and everything, and my damn Lions were always futile. I hang with them no matter what. So let's go ahead and bring the power down. 67%, that'll work for me. That's about 2/3 power. It's probably a little more than you normally use, but I like it. It'll save us some fuel as well. What is our time now? 15 minutes. Alright. And we're about 45 out. We've got to go about 4,400 feet down. Alright. So I'll speed her on up for just a second. Literally just a few seconds. I'll be right back. Alright, everybody's slowing down to normal speed here. We're about 24 out, just over 24, 24.6. Let's go ahead and we'll set her 1100. Let's go about 3,000. Probably don't even really need to descend yet. Let's slow up our vertical speed here. Probably slowed her down a little bit too soon as well. The speed here. Oh, we need to get a few things set. We do have ILS over here. Whoa. So 110.10. 110.10. Switch that over. And we'll get 110.10 here as well. 110.10. See if it comes up. Yep. YNG. So that looks good. And we're over into heading mode to bring us over to the right, because remember that approach is a little bit more over, because the landing, the runway heading is 324. So we need to come out a little bit. We're about 20 out. Like I said, we probably didn't, I really didn't probably need to slow that down just yet, but I went ahead and did it anyway. Reset my altimeter. I'm going to bring it back to the left just a little bit. I don't want to get out too far. I'm not sure that we are, but I'll make sure that we don't. Alright, we're under 20 miles now. I'm trying to identify where our airport is going to be. Could it be that over there? Because I'm looking, we don't have those, I don't think, on our, or maybe we actually do, yeah. So that's probably, I don't know what that is. That's the 04G, right? So that'd be like 808, I can't tell, 808 or something like right there. Because I don't think that's it. I think that one right there is that airport. I'm thinking it's going to be like right over there or something. We're about 16 out. 3,000 feet will put us 1,900 above. Actually, no, I don't know. I'll put us at 31. I'm going to move it to 36. That'll put us 2,500 above. We'll try to use the ILS. I'm betting that's going to be it. It's on up from this one and a little over to the left, so I'm thinking that's going to be it. Am I heading over just a little bit? And I'm going to move this CDI, let's see, to nav 1. And let's move our course heading 324. There we go, 324. Might want to come over to the right just a little bit more now. Alright, so the glide slope is above us. That's fine. No problems there. Prop RPM 92. You can see we do have the red light over here. So that looks good. And, you know, technically, I was talking about the 15 and 30 degrees. Technically, we can just fly to the right over anyway and make our approach when it's close like that. We don't have to follow that line. I was just thinking about that. So, because we're VFR, if we wanted to just wander over here and stuff and everything, we would be well within our right. Alright, so the glide slope is moving down a little bit. Vertical speed, I barely want to descend at all. I'm waiting for that to start closing down. So we're almost on that glide slope. There, it's coming down. That's what I meant right there, nav. Right, approaches that second one. I'm gonna go ahead and click it, so we're almost right there. And we'll start pulling back on the power. So set that to 3,000. I'm going to pull back on the power even more because we're not descending quite quick enough. Grab that prop RPM. Alright. Alright, speed is dropping as well. We're coming back on the glide slope now. Off to the left for some reason. Alright, I'm going to introduce some more power here so we don't get too slow this far out. Still got 5 miles to go, just over it. And the heading was at 342, 324. Everything looks pretty good right here. I'd like to get our speed down just a little bit so I can get my flaps out. Just a little more with the speed. Alright, I think we're basically in the wide arc. There you go with the flaps. You can see that drag pulling the nose up. Everything looks good there. Speed is still coming down. I'm going to get just a little more power. Alright, full flaps. See, that pulls the power way down. I don't want to get her to get too slow here. I can never remember the exact approach speed. It's about 78 knots. So we need to be just slightly faster. Add just a little bit of power. Alright, the plane is mine. Get that yaw damper off. Airspeed is good. We're gonna get high here in just a second. There it was. Since I took over. So we'll pull back on the power a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and trim her down just a little. Airspeed dropping just a little bit. We're still a little high. Not too worried about that, to be quite honest. Now it says we're really high. Alright, we'll go ahead and get off the power. Not too bad. We'll do the owner's landing and not use any brakes or anything. Now, is this a parking area though? I'm going to use the brakes now. I was going to go all the way to the end, but this looks like a parking area. Like we can park here. I'm thinking we've been here in FSEconomy before. I'm wondering to say we flew one of the King Airs over here one time or something. And maybe one time we left and we had that awkward one where I couldn't find the airport. It was a really small field. Alright, strobes and landing lights, you all can go off. This is just like a big empty parking area, so just kind of looking. I guess we'll park to the left, not park over towards the runway. That's just like a huge empty area. Why not just park here? No sense in going to one of the buildings when you got this big, huge open area. Let's stop her right here. The flight director off everything. Alright, parking brake. We'll let FSEconomy grab her, and then we'll... By the way, when you're taxiing, you're supposed to put that back in low idle. We didn't have very far to go. And you're supposed, I believe, turn the transponder off, but standby off. It actually doesn't say that, but it does say to turn off the anti-ice and stuff as well. Not that it matters that much. Oh, and we were supposed to daggone, I meant to hit that because I thought about that while we were getting ready, but I forgot to hit that. Daggone, I always do that. Alright, so the parking brake is set. Bleed air, heat, ventilation is all off, so we never mess with it. Power is idle. ITT looks like it is stabilized. It's the second one. So that looks good. At temperature for 1 minute. Let's go ahead and we'll put this in feather. Fuel condition lever can now be cut off. Turn the lights off. I should have already turned the text light off. That when the beacon goes off, I'm going to cut the power outlets as well. Parking and seatbelt lights are now off. That's weird how that does that. Let's see here. Fuel boost switch. You go to off. Avionics number 1 and 2 coming off. Battery off. It doesn't say anything about the generator though. Control lock install. Oxygen, everything off. Which I believe it already is. Fuel tank selector. It says left off or right off. Why don't we just turn both of them off? I don't... Yep, I'll just turn those both off. It says turn high wing tank off if parked on a sloping surface for crossfeeding. I don't think we have to worry about that because FSX everything is flat. Tie down some chocks on all that stuff we don't have to worry about. I don't even remember turning the battery switch off, but apparently we did. Alright, let's go over to FSEconomy and yeah, we'll get ourselves paid. All right, everybody. So the income was $9,165. We were in the plane for a half hour, $425 an hour. It's $213.80. However, it's our plane releasing it, so we don't have to pay that really. Fuel $72.43. Ground crew fee was $916.50. Booking fee $1,191.45. So those additional costs $2,180.38. Distance bonus $27.16 loss, but again, it's our plane. Earnings this flight $6,743.66. $1,244.66 to YT Flyers and $5,499 to me. Of course, as I always say, it doesn't actually matter. It's all to us. So we are over $300,000. We already have, just a few days ago, we paid our lease fee, so that's good. This will be pretty accurate. $155,896 dollars and 80 cents. 155,896.8. All right, that was right. 131,040.88 plus the 20,000. Yeah, 306,000. So we're above 300,000 to stay because we got over 3 weeks without even having to pay that 25 grand lease fee. So we're there. We're going to be over that for good. So that's nice. And let's check out here aircraft YT Flyers. I don't think there's anything going from KYNG that I really want to fly. See, Pittsburgh, I really don't want to go to Pittsburgh. But 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean 5. It pays over 3 grand. I wish we could fly some of this like 17 passengers back to Huntington, which is our airport. That's kind of cool. But at 17, we only can take 13. Cargo pallets are just simply too heavy. I do believe it would kind of be cool to go to Indianapolis. I think we could actually take those. I know we can't take this one. Sorry, check that. 1,500 and 1,800. 1,500 and 1,800. Let's see with our weights. Currently, we could actually take the 1,500 one. Even with 25% fuel, I don't know what kind of range that would be. We would be able to take the 1,540 one. But it's only $3,400. That's to go 251 miles. It's better to just go to Pittsburgh with that. See, these are all just too heavy. Some of them are even too heavy for that Dash 8 I was looking at. So I don't know. That kind of sucks that our aircraft is now at Youngstown. There's nothing really to do except go back to Pittsburgh where there's some bigger jobs. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I'm really glad that we're over to the 300 grand mark to stay. We can now start really looking at our planes, what we're going to get. But anyhow, that's going to be it for this episode. I really hope y'all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.